reading about Jaffacakes, McVities, going to court with the tax people in the UK, Her Majesty's Tax and Customs, Tax and Excise, Custom and Excise, whatever, something like that. Try to say, hey bro, our little Jaffa cakes are not biscuits covered in chocolate, which is subject to a tax of 17.5% at the time, but 20% now, basically standard VAT. Our Jaffa cakes are cakes covered in chocolate, which means that it's an essential good and is not taxed. It's completely exempt from VAT, which is ridiculous, by the way. Ridiculous because it's something like feminine hygiene products, pads and tampons. I think tampons are taxed at 5%. They're considered non-essential, which in a way you can say they're not completely essential. They're not like water or, I don't know, some very basic staple foods. But if you're not going to tax fucking cakes, herbal tea, bingo, crocodile meat, and, well, I guess biscuits that aren't covered in chocolate, then biscuits that aren't covered in chocolate are considered an essential good in the UK, which is kind of funny. Tea and biscuits, basically. But I don't think like PG Tips tea. It's so mad. Anyway, if you're going to say cakes are essential, but period pads aren't, I'm sorry, what the fuck? What age are we living in? Like, I mean, there's so much stigma about like free bleeding. I don't like, even when you're really broke as shit, you don't usually think, oh, it's okay, I'll go without pads this month if you're like a regular bleeder. If you're a very light bleeder or you're on contraception and it makes your bleeding light, then yeah, maybe you can get away with something else. I guess you'd probably invest in a moon cup or something. But moon cups weren't always a thing for a long time. I don't know. I didn't know about them until the last maybe decade, less than a decade. So yeah, they're fucking essential. They're essential as nappies. It's a debate everyone's heard. It's not new news. I've just written about the facts and the specific numbers now. It's nice that they're only taxed at 5% instead of standard VAT, but really they should be fucking tax-free. Also, fuck me, cakes are completely exempt of tax, which means they should be 20% cheaper than everything else. And in fact, isn't that the whole point of taxing something that's supposed to be an essential good? It's supposed to make it cheaper. Ideally, you want those savings to be passed on to the consumer so the consumer can have the things that they need. But instead, it incentivizes more people to produce that so-called essential goods so that they can make 20% more profit than on anything else. So again, all this fucking legislation that's supposed to serve the people serves rich ass fucking companies. It serves capitalism. It serves the economy instead of the actual fucking people. Surely the reason to serve the economy is to help the people. Why not just directly help the fucking people? Cut out the middleman. Cut out the middleman fat that someone else can skim off, basically.